Welcome to Gigi's Altered Objects. This video I'm going to show you how to complete this wreath, and the reason I'm showing it to you complete is because this video is all over the place and I apologize. Between going back and forth to Wyoming because I lost my dad, breaking the tripod and having to get a new one, you're gonna see me experimenting with different angles, and now I have to do the introduction of the wreath because somehow I lost it. So this is what we're making. This is the third video in our contest that I'm extending to, let's see, we're gonna do the end of October. I'll tell you exactly when as we go. Okay, so this is the wreath that we are making. The first thing that I do when I'm beginning to make one of these wreaths, after I've figured out the color scheme, is to cut the tulle and the mesh. And I won't be using tulle this time, but I will be using mesh. And mesh and ribbons, everything gets cut to 6 inches. And I'll have to look up and put in the description box below the name of the wreath lady that taught me this trick. Whenever I'm cutting the mesh, I make a huge mess all over the living room and everything else, and she just uses this little wood burner, and look how quick and easy that is and no mess. I use 3 of these, and if I'm using tulle with it, I'll also use 3 rolls of the tulle. Now, these came from the dollar store. The ones that you pick up at Joann's or Michael's, sometimes they are longer, and I find that I only need to use 2 rolls. But I did pick up the mesh. Everything else came from Joann's because they didn't have the colors that I wanted for my friend's wreath. I can even say, she never watches my videos, so if she did, she'd know what she was getting. This wreath is going to Mary Rogers for Christmas, so y'all get a good laugh that she doesn't even know. Alright, so you don't need to watch me finish cutting this up. I'm going to do 3 rolls of this at 6 inches each, and then we'll begin putting it together. We have all of the mesh cut into 6-inch pieces. Now we're going to take our wide ribbon and cut each of those into 6-inch pieces as well. We're going to trim this end off. And I do usually go through 6 rolls per wreath. So if you can get some of the fill from the Dollar Tree, that always helps. To save a little time, I put my ribbon back to back like this, and I'll stretch it across to the 18 inches, and I'll cut it here at the 6. And I know I have 2 pieces that are going to be 6 inches long, but just to save time, I do that 3 times. So it's once, twice, and 3 times. Each of those is 12 inches long. Pretty even, Steven. Okay, then I'm going to cut them up to 12. So between my dad being put in hospice and then passing away and trying to help my sister with his estate, many days has gone between the beginning of this video and now. So I'll try to get you caught up on what's going on as we go. Oh, and I'm also playing with a new tripod because I broke mine. All right, now you're going to cut a little V in each end. So again, I have about 12 pieces here because I did 2, 4, 6, and then I cut those 6 in half and piled them up. So that's 12 6-inch ribbons. And then over my trash can, I'm just going to cut a V into each end. Okay, and then after this, I'm also going to cut some green and orange small ribbon like this. And I'm going to do 3 greens, and at least 3 greens and 3 oranges, and they also are going to be 6 inches long, but you don't have to do the ends. You don't have to cut the ends. You can cut them in a bias if you want, or even make a tip out of it. All right, so that's that. I'll finish cutting up and get back. All the ribbons are cut. We have these thinner ribbons, and I used 3 spools of this green, 3 spools of the orange, and there are some thin ones. Here's some, I used, I think, 3 spools of this green, and then 2 of these orange. And we have our thick ribbons cut here, here, and here. I have painted the little birdhouse. I used Art Anthology, Tango, and Lemon Lime. These are the paints that I used to paint it. And now I want to add some, just some little flash to the birdhouse. I'm going to do some polka dots with this very fine glitter from Stamp On It, and this one is peach. So with this, I'm just going to do some polka dots. And I'm using Glossy Accents. Glossy Accents will be a little 3D. I think I like that. I always want to think of 3s. Alright, and so I'm going to put the peach glitter on this side. This is very fine glitter. I like to use it on paper crafting. I have the special little tops that let you do very, very fine lines, so you can just do accents on papers and it adds a little shine. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to do the polka dots, excuse me, on the other side. Pretty much the same way. There are several different stamp type glues that you could use. I always have good luck with Glossy Accents. As I say that, I put a little bit too much right there. It was funny when I was teaching, I had a couple little girls in school who despise glitter. I wonder if they had some kind of glitter accident at their house. Alright, that is cute. So that'll dry and just add a little glitz to the top. I don't think I'm going to do it on camera, but I'll tell you. I'm going to cover the anchor, and I'm going to do that one with the chartreuse glitter. So I'm just going to cover the anchor with Glossy Accents, and I'll do that in a minute. Alright, so also to the outside of this, I want to add some shells, and I believe I will use E6000 for that. So I pulled out some little shells, and then I thought, oh, you know what would be cute? If the shells are kind of around a bottle of sand. So I'm going to take the little bottle and I'm going to fill it with some of the sand. This is from mud puddles, but I have also collected and cleaned sand from beaches. And I'm probably going to put a little wire work around it, maybe with a little sea star. Alright, so I'm going to do those two things off camera, but I want to show you then, this is the next part that's going to take quite a bit of time. And I usually just count and make 10 different 10 different kinds of bouquets, I call them. So I begin with the mesh and bring it together like this. That kind of forms the petal. And then I'm going to take, let's see, on this one I'm going to do green and peach. So I would do like 10 of the exact same kind and then switch it up and do 10 more, and maybe just for a total of 4 different patterns. Otherwise it might be too busy, but you could try it. Okay, and then for this part you can either use a zip tie or cut your Chanel's in half. I had to pick these up at Joann's, but you can get them at the Dollar Tree. Okay, just go to the back, give it a good twist. Look at my shells, but I'll find them. And then just pull your ribbons so they show the way you want them to. So this is going to be the basis of your wreath. And you're going to make a gazillion of them. Alright, let's do it again. I'll pretend I already made 10 of those and show you what another one might look like. Alright, so you grab opposite corners and pull them together. Just kind of flatten it out. And this time we will do this green one and this orange one. Do I have 2 there? Oh, just 1. And then this one and orange one. Okay, and then you just put your pipe cleaner tight around the middle. Give it a twist, maybe 2. And then just pull your ribbon out so they show the way you want them to show. And actually I like to pull these 2 little ones up so the pipe cleaner doesn't show at all. And when you attach it to the frame, you're going to pinch it a little like this so you won't see the pipe cleaners anyway as you go. Alright, so I'm going to make my sand bottle and a gazillion more of those, and we'll put the wreath together. Here is the little bird house. Of course, we've already painted it, and then we put the little polka dots with that fine glitter. I also use glossy accents to put glitter, the same type of glitter, on the little hammer. I filled a little jar with some sand and added a little beadwork to it with a little starfish and attached some shells to it. So we're going to nestle this into the birdhouse. I haven't decided whether to cut the hanger off or maybe wrap it in jute, so I'm just leaving it for right now. These are the 4 designs of petals that I have created. Okay, and put them together however you want. And I did say do 4, but you can see the color scheme is the same, and it's just a little alternating. For instance, the difference between these 2 is that this one has this type of green ribbon on it, and then On these two, the big difference is that I utilized this orange. So once this polka dot green was gone, once this shimmery orange was all gone, and also this orange was used up, then what I've started to do is just put everything together that I had left and make a gazillion of these. And these are going to be more used as fillers. Big difference is that there are two pieces of the mesh. One tip that I have is that I used to always put my favorite pieces on first. I realize that they don't always show up well, so I am going to put the filler pieces on first and then put my favorites. Let me put these back. I always make sure that I'm making 10 of a kind. If I have at least 10, then it's okay if I go up and perhaps have 12 or even more, and that's okay. But you want at least 10 so they can be spaced out amongst the wreath, so it doesn't look like it was an afterthought, okay? So, I made a gazillion of those. Let me show you what I'm going to do. Usually, I will, or in the past, I have, as I said, put my favorite ones on first, but then you can't see them, so I'm going to use the fillers first. Also, I usually put the large piece, the focal piece, whether it's in the center, the side, left or right, however you choose to do it. I used to attach that afterwards, but I can't always get them to fit flush and just the way I wanted. So this time I tried gluing this seahorse, that's going to be our focal point, on first, and then I'm going to build in around the outside of it. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. We'll do a few together. It'll be boring to sit and watch me do them all at the same time. So you want to paste them around, okay? You don't, so that the patterns look wonderful. And I probably have enough to do the whole outside with this one. We'll just see. Again, a lot of it's your preference. I'm going to start by making sure that I hook this first one right back here so it goes behind the little seahorse. So I'm just putting my pipe cleaner around there and give it a few twists. I'm gonna, as I'm saying, I want to, space these out as I go, is what I am looking for. So I'm going to start by just going all the way around and doing where the metals meet right here. And I'm going to put my pieces so that they're standing up and down like this. I want it to wind up to be very full. Of course, you can play with it as you go or when you're done anyway. And try to extend my wreath to make it just as big as I can. I think I want that one tucked there. Okay, so again, I'm going around. See how they flip and turn? Really, you won't have that problem once you get them all in here. I actually didn't tie that one quite right. There we go. I know my camera angles, but it's several different places. I broke my tripod, I told you, so I had to go get another one. And I'm not comfortable with it being behind me. I can't see whether I'm showing up or not. Or if you're talking to my head. When it's in front of me, I can double check more. So I will just keep playing with it until I perfect it. All right, let's talk about the contest. Today is September 17th. Originally, we said the contest was going to end on September 15th. I've told you we had a tragedy in my family. We've lost my father to cancer, and I don't know how many of you have lost an elderly parent or both. He had already lost his wife, Winnell, 4 years ago. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because there are things to be taken care of when you lose your parents. So we have made several trips to Wyoming. We didn't want to leave everything with my sister. It's very emotional, not to mention just a lot of plain hard work. So because of that, I am going to extend the contest. I think I'm going to extend it to mid-October, and as it gets closer, I'll put more reminders in there, and I'm going to try to do more videos so more of you can have more chances to win. So what you're vying for is a wonderful kit that will make one second line parasol as the ones that I have for sale. I've made a video of how to make one, and in the kit I will send you everything you need to create one of your own. All you have to do is make sure that you're a subscriber. Once you're a subscriber, every time you have to do two things. On my YouTube page, it won't work on Facebook. On my YouTube page, I need you to give me a thumbs up and then comment. Your comment can simply be the word contest, whatever it is. Okay, you can ask me to create a video, perhaps of something, share a photo of something that you have created. Any of those things will get you in the door for your kit for a second line style New Orleans parasol. You may be hearing Theodore talk in the background. He is becoming so talkative. His favorite word right now is peekaboo. He just loves to say peekaboo. Every chance he gets. And you say peekaboo, he'll say peekaboo. Alright, here's a couple that have this extra ribbon on them here. So I'm going to kind of place those in between the others. And as I said, these actually don't show up as much. The first one's on, they kind of get squished out. So I am using my bigger ones. They're fillers. They have 2 pieces of the mesh instead of just one. Find some more with this. Here we go. And we'll put this one here. Alright, so what I'm doing is I am just going around and I am twisting on each of my little bouquets that I have here, okay? So once I get all of these fillers in, then I'm going to do the same thing with another pattern, and then we will also work on the inner circle. So before I do the inner circle, I'll come back on and show you what I have done so far. All right, I have the outside, I have the fillers, the thick ones. I'll show you on the back how they're spaced out all around the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to choose another pattern. So I have, and of course I made 10, there were extras of these ribbons, so I think I made 12 of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying this different pattern in between the ones that I have here, okay? So I will go all the way around with this one on the top and the bottom. I will just put it in between. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rings. So I will place them in between those 6 rings, and then I will go and do the same thing on this middle one right here. I'm going to continue doing that with each pattern until the whole wreath is filled. Here is the wreath thus far. I went ahead and attached the birdhouse. I really think it's so full and beautiful. I'm loving the way it turned out. Let's see. I want to put, I love these cattails. And I got these greens, but I'm thinking instead, I got a bundle of red ones like this too. And I broke them up and tied them with some jute and then some wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bit of a bouquet by placing these behind the cattails like this, and one more here, and I might put another one on this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that, here's his nose, okay. I'm going to bind that with pipe cleaners so that it's a little spray like that. And then I'm also going to take these and arrange them over the birdhouse. These are picks from Joann's. They were on sale. I just really needed these specific colors to match with the wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Remember, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and be sure you subscribe. Every time you leave a thumbs up and a comment, you get re-entered into the contest to win the kit to make the second line parasol. Okay, happy crafting, stay safe, and there will be a snapshot of the finished product.